Hey, Grand Risings. Athena and I are out on a walk today. We're looking for the last of the wild garlic flowers. It's coming to the last of the season, and I also need to get some wild garlic to store, make a pesto with, and some mixed greens for tea tonight. It's a beautiful space to walk around, so I thought I'd show you around, show you some beautiful things. Every time I come down here I always find something new. So let's see what I can find today. Well, we can find today. Stick with us till the end, and I will show you what I've made with the foraged goods today and all the different ways that I've been storing the things that I've been foraging. So yeah, let's go for a walk. Gosh. Go. Charcoal mushrooms. Yay! So happy. Gonna take some of this as a campfire lighter when I go camping. It's dry, keep it in a bag, just take it, it's really lightweight. Just peel it off. Pull. Take a few of those. I'll keep your campfire going. Looks like somebody's already been like cutting them off. There's quite a few that have been pulled off, and there's a little campfire here at the end of a campfire, so that's pretty cool. That looks like somebody's been coming down here and having some time away from Babylon. Beautiful. It's not okay. I was gonna forage that. It's a good job there's so much of it, isn't there? No, that wasn't an invitation. You're a menace. I'm not bringing you again. That's a lie. I will. You finished trampling all over it? Been rolling around in the garlic. That wasn't an invitation. Oh, come on. It's such a menace. So this is probably the last sort of flowering time for wild garlic. The leaves should be around for quite a bit, but this is probably the last, it appears to be. I've not seen any new bulbs, so this should be the last wave of flowering, which is a shame because I really like the bulbs, but you know, ebbs and flows. So I'm trying to find the ones that are just newly sort of come out like this, because I want to make some more wild garlic flower flavoured oil, olive oil. So it's literally just the wild garlic flower bulbs and the newly opened ones, and you just pour olive oil in it, stick it in a jar, leave it for a week. So tasty, like drizzled on a salad. Oh my gosh, like I cannot tell you how tasty it is. There's plenty of it here, like it just goes on forever here. Thankfully, because Athena's rolled like a massive big flat patch of it now. But yeah, I'm trying not to pick too many new flowers in this space, just so that there's some left for the bees and wildlife, and so that the flowers can, you know, the plants can grow again and leave the seeds and do all the things, do the life in. But yeah, beautiful. Keep going. Okay, I think I am finished picking my wild garlic flowers. I've got quite a large amount. It doesn't look like a big amount when it's in the bag, but when you spread it all out, it's quite a lot. So that should be a good couple of jars of flavoured oil. Again, that will keep for ages because the oil will preserve it, and you'll get a nice supply of like garlic flavoured oil. And you can put the flowers, it can, so good, like drizzled on salad. Yeah, anyway. So what a lot of people don't realise is that you can actually eat the whole plant of the wild garlic. You can eat like right from the bulb up to the seeds. And as you, let me try and find one. This one's quite good. So as you can see, the seeds are just coming through. Little green balls. You can eat them like this if you want. They're really pungent, really tasty. I started now. Or there's a cool recipe which I will link in the description box or the comments, for a way to store them, like capers, I think it was called, like wild garlic seed capers, which was pretty cool. I'm going to take a few of them to put into like my wild garlic oil and in my meal that I'm going to cook for tonight. But you're not supposed to dig up plants unless you have the landowner's permission. But there is free access land, and you know, I'm sure somebody's not going to miss a few like wild garlic bulbs. But if you do want to use the bulb at home, you could just harvest some of the seeds and plant those, grow those at home, and then you'll get them next year, and then you can dig up your own wild garlic bulbs. I mean, if you're going to grow them in your garden, it will spread like significantly, so it's probably a good idea to dig up the bulbs, at least half of them each year, and harvest them that way. There's always a way around things. There's always a way around. Yeah, wild garlic seeds. Who knew? She has a stick. She's just trimming it down. So next I am going to be harvesting some wild garlic leaves specifically to make wild garlic pesto, which I actually make with cashew nuts, not pine nuts, just because it's cheaper. You get more for your money with cashew nuts, and I find it gives it a bit of a creamier taste. So because I don't put cheese or anything like that in mine because it's vegan, it gives it a creamier taste, so you don't need to add cheese to your pesto. And so like when I've looked at recipes for pesto, like for wild garlic pesto, it says like to keep it in the fridge for 3 to 5 days. The one that I made, it kept in the fridge for over a month. It was totally fine. It did ferment a little bit, which is a good thing, but it wasn't off. It wasn't like bad to eat, so it was still preserved. It had actually just fermented, which is better for your gut. So that's another good way of storing wild garlic. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now. Wild garlic leaves. Into another patch now. I think I've picked enough from that one, and Athena's getting a little bit bored. So I thought I'd walk to another one, see what I can find. I mean, it's everywhere, to be fair. Look, let me show you. It's everywhere that we're walking. It's like, it's just carpeted. It's everywhere. But what I want to try and find now is a bigger, like wider patch that I can go and pick the rest of my leaves from. But also find some other greens like hogweed, cow's parsley, garlic mustard, so that I can make some foraged green noodles for tea tonight. Yeah, so I know there's a patch just up here, so that's where I'm going now. Water lilies are out. Can't wait to see the flowers. They're gonna look beautiful. Now I was hoping to get a shot of one of these. This, if you remember in my other foraging video, is the flower of lords and ladies. And they're so beautiful. You can get them so much bigger than this, and they look like something that's, oh, leaf. They look like something like from some sort of exotic jungle. They're amazing. Like, you can't eat them, you can't eat the leaves, they're not very good for you. Yeah, they have like things that will make you very, very sore, basically. Your mouth will be sore straight away as soon as you try to eat these. But the flowers are so cool. I'm glad I got an actual shot of one, but I will just put a stock footage of like a bigger version, a better specimen, if you will. Not that there's anything wrong with you, but yeah, they're so cool. So cool. So I've just found a load of pine cones, which I'm gonna forage for the campfire in the garden. They make a beautiful sound when they're burning, and they glow like really, really hot, and the embers that they make are like really pretty, really like hypnotic to stare at. So once your fire's gotten going, like to throw a few on, it's like really nice. So yeah, winner. You having fun? You're not taking that home. I think that's enough, my love. Come on. Don't think there's anything there, darling. You make me laugh. So when you're picking wild garlic, you can actually use the stem as well. It makes a really nice crunch if you're fermenting it, or in any other way that you're like preparing it, cooking it, using it, eating it. The stem like adds a really nice flavour. It's just as tasty as the leaf, if not like tastier in my opinion, and it adds a nice crunch. Okay, so I have like a whole bag of wild garlic leaves. I'm going to use these to make as much pesto as I possibly can, depending on how many jars I have left. The rest will get put into the dehydrator to blitz up into a powder, and then I can store that like indefinitely, really. I've also been fermenting it and making pesto, so there's like so many different ways you can store and use wild garlic. I've been using it fresh because it's here now, so time frame, like the wild garlic pesto will probably be the next thing that I use, because like I said, about a month I think I used that for, and it was fine. I mean, it was still fine, I could have used it for longer, so we'll see how long that lasts. and that was one that had been opened. I was opening it and using it as and when I needed it. So if it had been like not opened and used, it could probably last for quite a while in the fridge. Then the next thing I will use is like the fermented wild garlic, which I've been using, not just like fermenting it on its own, but I've also tried fermenting it with like hogweed and cow's parsley and doing like a mix of greens to see how that tastes. So I'm looking forward to trying that. That lasts about 3 to 6 months, you know, if it hasn't been opened, and then if it's, you know, opened and you're keeping your utensils clean that you're dipping into it, so a good 6 months. And then the wild garlic powder will last, like I said, indefinitely. So many different ways of using it. And then I'll have the flower oil as well to use on salads. Made an amazing dressing the other day with some dandelion infused apple cider vinegar, wild garlic flower oil, a bit of lemon juice, salt and pepper, mixed it all up, added some of the flowers out of the oil, drizzled it on my salad. Oh my gosh, so tasty. It's like the best salad I'd eaten for a long time. So yeah, I'm now going to go and forage a bag of mixed greens to use for my tea tonight. I'm going to make foraged noodles, which you may have seen in the camping video that I last did, where I show you how I make the foraged greens. I'm going to make that at home, but a bit more elaborate. I have some like oyster mushroom jerky that I've made, using some of the oyster mushrooms from the lab that I help out at. Yeah, so that's a pretty tasty dish to make. I infuse, I might make a separate video about that, I don't know, but like I use all the greens. Check out the camping video, I make them in there, but I'll be adding like some other bits and some rice noodles and some like fancy bits, because, you know, we're at home and not while camping. So yeah, there you go. Okay, I think that's probably it for the foraged greens today. I've got 2 big bags of foraged greens for our tea. I found garlic mustard, cow's parsley, hogweed, dead nettle, and wild garlic, and that's all going to go in. I'm really excited for that tonight. There's some little flowers in there as well, and that I'll probably be putting in. Yeah, so just got to go home and cook the stuff now. Yum. So along this track, this is where me and Leo have started running together every morning. Well, Monday to Friday, not every morning. But the first time that I ran along here, I was actually on my own. I wasn't with my son, and just along here behind me, out of the corner of my eye, I saw what I thought was a huge dog. And like I looked at it as I was running, and then I realised it was actually a deer, and it was running alongside me, like, but on the other side of the track. And then it disappeared off into the woodlands, and I stopped, and I was just like, that was a deer. No way. And so I tried to see if I could see it, and then I was like, oh wow, that was really cool. And so I carried on running. And then as I carried on running, I'll show you now. Yeah, so as I started running again, it came along and it ran and jumped over this little bit of fence, ran along here, ran in front of me, like on the track, and then cut off into another like clearing on the other side. And I just stopped in the middle of the track, and I was like, no way, a deer. And I even said to Athena, I was like, Athena, there's a deer. So yeah, that was a pretty magical experience around here. It was really beautiful. Yeah, a deer. Loads of birds of prey around here. I've seen buzzards, kestrels. I've seen a sparrowhawk. What else have I seen? I think that's been it so far. But it's such a beautiful space. There's so many of these little pockets of greenery around that we forget about, that we don't quite often think to like foraging or appreciate or think that there's going to be wildlife like deer in it. I was like, wow. So yeah, pretty cool. This is a pretty cool thing I've been learning about recently. These are called elm samaras, and they were a friend of mine made me a salad and sprinkled them all over the top. They were really tasty and really beautiful. So that's a new thing that I've learned about this year again. I love learning. I was just on my way back, nearly finished, about to head home, and I've just spotted this guy on the way back. I'm pretty certain it's a dryad saddle. There's another one over here. And it's massive. I've had a feel of it and it's still feels quite soft, so I think I'm gonna take that with me. And just see what I can make with this. Luckily, I had my shoes with me because I had to walk over a load of brambles to get here. So as you can see, this guy's massive. I would say about half of this is probably soft enough to eat now. The other half, I'm gonna have a little look to see if like you can make powder out of it, like a mushroom powder. This little guy is all soft enough to eat apart from this stem here. Yeah, what a find. It's pretty cool. Won't even fit in my bag. As you can see, I found some more of the charcoal mushrooms. I won't take all of them. Yeah, that's another load of charcoal mushrooms I found from my camping supplies. Ooh. So this is what I've cooked tonight. This is the foraged green, mixed greens noodles, rice noodles. With some wild garlic flowers on. Got some sprouted seeds, some of the elm samaras, a mixed salad from the lettuce is from the garden and so are the flowers, and then I've got some of the oil, the wild garlic flower oil. And then this is the fermented wild garlic that I made a couple of weeks ago. Yum. So this is what I've done with the wild garlic flowers. I just sterilised an old jar, and then I filled it to the brim with like wild garlic flowers, really pushed them in, and then just poured olive oil up to the top. Put the lid on, leave it for about a week, and you'll have really lovely garlicky flavoured like oil. You can also use the flowers on salad. Really easy, really good way of storing them. They'll keep for ages because the olive oil will preserve them. There you go, easy peasy. Not a lot of ingredients. But it's gonna be yum. That's so fucking good. Ah. Oh, yes. Oh. I'm so happy right now. My taste buds are so good. So I'm just eating corn cake, red pepper hummus, some sprouted alfalfa seeds, the fermented mixed greens that I made a couple of weeks ago, wild garlic, hogweed, cow's parsley, garlic mustard, nettle, I think, and then on top the wild garlic sauce. I made it up. I figured, why not? Let's see what happens. So good. So happy right now. My taste buds, my mouth is so happy right now. So good. I have a feeling my kids would hate this. Thank you for joining us on our little walk. We had a lovely time. Found some like charcoal mushrooms as well, extra, and some pine cones, and it was just nice showing you around and talking about the different ways that I sort of store the forage things. Sometimes people think that you can only use them now, but you don't have to. You can use them in all kinds of ways. Yeah, blessings on your day. And I love you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting and doing all the things. I will leave lots of links and recipes and stuffs in the description. So yeah, thank you. I love you.